Hi guys, this is part 2 of the short division series where we're going to run through short division with a remainder. So I'm going to run through 4 examples with you and I'm going to write all the working here on the left hand side. So 427 divided by 7, and I'm going to write all my thoughts on the right hand side. So in your head, this is basically what you need to be thinking, and I'm going to write it down just to remind you. So the first number I'm working with is 4. 4 divided by 7 equals 0, remainder 4. So I've used the 4 now. I'm going to cross it off just to remind myself that I've used it. As you get better at this, you won't need to cross anything off. And obviously you won't need to write what you're thinking in your head either. Okay, so cross that off. There's a remainder of 4. I'm going to write 4 in front of the 2 to remind me that the next number I'm going to be using, I will need to use the remainder, the 4, and the next number, which is 2, so 42. The 0 goes on top of the 4 to show me that no 7s are in 4. Okay, I'm going to change colors now. So, like I said, the next number we're working on is 42. So 42 divided by 7 equals 6, remainder 0. So I write 6 on top of the 2, and now that I've used the 4 and the 2, I'm going to cross it off, just to remind myself not to use it again. There is no remainder, so I don't need to write anything in front of the 7. The last number I'm working on is 7, so 7 divided by 7 equals 1, remainder 0. 1. So my answer is 61. Okay, let's look at the next example. We've got 104 divided by 8. So 104 divided by 8. The first number I'm looking at is the 1 in 104. So 1 divided by 8 equals 0, remainder 1. So 0, remainder 1, and I've used that 1 now. I'm crossing it off. The next number I'm looking at is the remainder 1 and the next digit, which is 10. So over here, that's 10 divided by 8 equals 1, remainder 2. So I write 1 on top of the 0 and 2 in between the 0 and the 4. That reminds me that the next number I need to be using is 24. But just before I do that, I'm going to cross off the 0 just to remind myself that I've used it. So now 24. 24 divided by 8 equals 3, remainder 0. So there's the 3. There's remainder of 0, so I don't need to write anything. So my answer is 13. Okay, let's move down to the next example. 312 divided by 4. So the first number I'm using is 3. 3 divided by 4 equals 0, remainder 3. So 0 and 3 in between 3 and 1, and I cross off the 3. The next number is 31, because I'm looking at the remainder of 3 and the next digit, divided by 4 equals 7. That gives us 28. So we have a remainder of 3. 7, remainder of 3. And I cross off the 1 and the 3 now because we've used it. Last part is 32 divided by 4 equals 8, remainder 0. So we write 8 up there. There's a remainder of 0, so we don't need to write anything, and we've used all our numbers now. So the answer is 78. Okay, let's move on to our last example. So we have 954 divided by 9. The first number we're using is 9 from 954. 9 divided by 9 in my head is 1, remainder 0. So I write 1 up here and I cross off the 9 to remind me that it's been used. The next number I'm using is 5 because there is no remainder here. I don't need to worry about it. 5 divided by 9 equals 0 remainder 5. This is the part that you need to remember because a lot of my students actually forget that and they just think, okay, I can't do 5, I'm going to move on to 54. So I put the 0 up here, cross out the 5, and I put 5 down here to remind me that the next number I'm using is 54. 54 divided by 9 gives us 6, remainder 0. 6, there is 0 remainder, I can cross that off, and my answer is 106. So a lot of the time I do actually have students that say, yep, the answer is 16 because they've forgotten the 0 in the middle. So always write this down, at least to begin with, so you won't get confused and you won't forget any numbers. Thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully this has helped you. Like and subscribe if you have enjoyed it. Thank you.